Good morning and a very warm welcome to the trading floor of the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. A very warm welcome to our guests, Mutares. They will ring the opening bell this morning, and to the guests they invited to join, and of course to every spectator, to all the viewers outside watching the ceremony this morning. My name's Edda, and I will accompany you through the next 30 minutes approximately, and we will have a ringing at around 9 a.m. and a welcome speech by the Michael Krogmann from the management board of the exchange, and of course an address by the CEO from Mutares, and a few other events here. Robin Leik, he will ring the bell a little later. Very welcome to everybody who's watching. You are seeing here the backstage of the trading hall, a very new area. We redecorated the whole IPO lounge, as we call it, in the last 1.5-2 years, and now it is ready, and we finally can have guests here as well, which is a really great feeling to come back to a normal life eventually. Mutares, and I will say their legal form now, I think the only time doing this event now, it's Mutares SE for Société and the Société Européenne and Co. KGaA, that's Kommanditgesellschaft auf Aktien in German. That's their legal form. Mutares is a listed private equity holding company with 7 offices. The headquarter in Munich, based in Munich, and 7 offices in Frankfurt, London, Madrid, Milan, Paris, Stockholm, and Vienna. A private equity company that acquires small to medium-sized companies and parts of groups that are in a transitional situation, focused on Europe. Mutares was founded in 2008, so it's now 13 years old, by Robin Leik. He's the founder and the CEO. You just saw him. I will tell you when he's back into the picture. And to say a few things about the company, they actively support and develop their portfolio companies. At the moment, they have, 19 portfolio companies, and their objective is by supporting them in the transitional situations and developing them. So you see here, Robin Leik, he's signing our guest book. Every company that's having going public or is having an opening bell ceremony is signing. We have been doing this not just for a few years, though it's not very full yet, but it's a great moment. Then you have Johannes Laumann. He's the Chief Investment Officer, the CIO. He's signing as well. And there on his left side, you see Mark Friedrich. He's the CFO of Mutares. He will sign as well. Well, back to Mutares, the private equity holding company with 19 portfolio companies. And their objective is to get a return on invested capital of factors 7 to 10. And they have 12,000, which I find quite impressive, 12,000 employees worldwide. And in 2020, their annual revenues were around 1.6 billion euros. And the perspective for 2021 to reach 2.4 billion euros. To say a few words about the European M&A market, it's a niche market with companies focusing on different aspects, either in the industry of practice or of the transaction size or of a geographical footprint. and it offers higher risks, and of course with a higher risk come along higher return on invested capital. But of course the market, the private equity M&A market was also affected by the corona pandemic in 2020 with uncertainties in all areas of business. Welcome to everybody who just stepped in. You're observing here a live broadcast of an opening bell. The bell will be rung by Mutares, a private equity holding company, and the occasion is a change of segment. Mutares was one of the founding members of SCALE. They joined SCALE, which was started in April 2017. 4.5 March 2017, 4.5 years ago. And we have now, it's a growth segment for smaller and younger companies with lower transparency levels. And they will switch today into Prime Standard, which is the segment with the highest transparency level. You see here the management of Mutares preparing to ring the bell, shaking hands with Bankhaus Scheich. They are specialists on the trading floor. Wolfgang Beck, he's shaking the hand of Robin Leik, the CEO of Mutares, and to his left of Robin Leik, if you just stepped in, you see the CFO, Marc Friedrich, and to the right, and one to the very right, Johannes Laumann, the Chief Investment Officer. Okay, coming back to SCALE, it's a growth segment of Frankfurt Stock Exchange. We have 47 companies in SCALE at the moment, with an approximately average market cap of 243 million euros. And Mutares is already having a market cap of 550 million, so double of the average market cap of the 47 SCALE companies. The sectors in SCALE, they are very diverse. The sizes of the companies are very diverse. Which really is impressing is the performance. The SCALE All Share Index really outperformed the DAX since its existence, and also the SCALE 30, which is the selection index of the 30 biggest companies in SCALE by market cap, also outperformed the DAX. But the SCALE All Share really by far topped everything. Mutares as well, their stock price has gained around 60% on its listing price on joining SCALE on 1st March of 2017. Why a segment change? If you address international investors, it's the Prime Standard to be listed in. Besides stricter transparency, you have stricter regulation for the transparency and for the reportings you have to fulfill, is that you also have to do it in English. The transparency requirements, they're higher. Michael Kochmann is preparing to address.
Dear Mutares Board, dear Mutares employees, dear guests, dear friends. On behalf of Deutsche Börse, I would like to welcome you on the trading floor of Frankfurt Stock Exchange, in the heart of the German capital market and the most important financial center in continental Europe. I would like to welcome as well more than 13,000 employees of Mutares in 8 locations throughout Europe who are following virtually our ceremony today via our live stream. Today we celebrate the uplisting of Mutares from our growth segment SCALE to our Prime Standard in the regulated market. Mutares is a private equity holding company which is listed in Frankfurt for more than 10 years. It has shown an impressive growth story since its foundation in 2008. And indeed, if we look at the development, you can call yourself, according to your claim, the equity entrepreneurs, which is a very important development and is the DNA, I suppose, of your company. Mutares has been a founding member of our growth segment Scale in 2017. Since then, your company has developed further into a European player, and while taking advantage of the efficient equity financing options within the open market, the uplisting to the regulated markets is the logical next step. Your company will meet the highest transparency requirements going forward and an ideal starting point for attracting more attention of international investors and continuing your successful growth story. It's a pleasure for us to be part of this important milestone and to further intensify our cooperation. After the uplisting, we will continue to be at your side. Next touch point will be your presentation at the Deutsche Eigenkapitalforum in November this year. Listed in Frankfurt stands for quality, liquidity, and internationality. Let us now open the next chapter of your company's history together and celebrate a new addition to the Prime Standard with ringing the stock exchange bell. But before that, I would like to turn the floor to you, Mr. Leik, and afterwards we will ring the bell together. Thanks very much.
Dear shareholder, dear employees, dear partners. My name is Robin Leik and I'm the CEO and founder of Mutares. This is a really special and great day for us. For we did not only cash in 100 million euros for our growth story, we were also today uplisting our company in the regulated market, which gives you as shareholder much more transparency on our company. It was a year ago when we as a board, we decided to go for growth. And we decided as a board that we want to be first in mind, first in choice when it comes to restructuring all over Europe. And what we are doing is we buy from big corporates, large corporates, underperforming assets. And we as a team, we enter these companies and want to help them to be strong again. And we said last year, a year ago, we said, I want to achieve 5 billion euros in sales. We only had 1 billion at that time. And we want to have 100 million net profit on holding level. And what this team achieved today, we are now a company achieving 2.5 billion euros in sales and 50 million euros of profit this year. And we want to achieve it not until 2028, as we said last year. This year we said we want to achieve this until 2023. And this is all built on entrepreneurship, and this is all built on employees all over Europe, which do support this growth story. And this is a moment when I want to say thank you. Say thank you to my team, which incredibly worked over the last months to do this uplisting, to do this upgrade of Mutares. But not only this. Also thanks a lot to the investment banks who helped me here. Especially named Benjamin Stilfried with Duxbridge and the teams from Jefferies and Hauck. And also I want to thank the partners which have helped me from NER and from McDermott. These are our law firms which supported us. And also Cross Alliance with Susan Hofmeister and the team which helped us. And also our auditors, Ernst & Young and Deloitte, who supported this growth story. I think it's a great moment to celebrate today. So we are now uplisted in the regulated market. We cashed in 100 million and we want to grow. And thanks to the trust of all of you, of the shareholders, who made it happen. And together, I think we are first in mind, first in choice when it comes to restructuring all over Europe. Thanks a lot, and let's celebrate today. Thank you.
It is great to have such enthusiastic and energetic guests here on the Frankfurt floor, on the trading floor of the exchange. That was Robin Leik, CEO and founder of Mutares. Welcome to all guests who just stepped into our broadcast. They are ringing the opening bell this morning. That's because they have an uplisting from Scale into Prime Standard. And you will have the first price now in Prime Standard called out by the specialist dealing with the share on the floor, which is traded on KGaA as well. Benedikt Vierkotten from Bankhaus Scheich. One of the specialist companies here on the trading floor. Around 1.4 million securities are traded. Around 12,000 shares, but only around 1,000 with a primary listing here as Frankfurt being their home market. And every security has an order book, and the specialists, they deal with these order books. They observe the price fixing, which of course is done digitally through the trading system. But you also have still people dealing with it, observing it, running a limit control system. We call it in German the Faktor Mensch. And he's about to call out the first price for Mutares being now in Prime Standard. Segment shift to allow further growth and to address international investors, because Prime Standard is having higher transparency requirements, is the segment to be listed in if you are working on an international scale. Along with this uplisting, there was a financial transaction, a capital increase. And with a subscription of shares, a ratio from 3 to 1, and the subscription price was €19.50. And yesterday the last price on KGaA was €22.90. And approximately 98% of all the new shares were subscribed. The capital increase will be used with a gross proceeds of around 100 million euros will be used to acquire new portfolio companies and to strengthen the existing portfolio companies. A few words about Prime Standard while we are waiting for Ben to call out the first price of Mutares in the new listing in the Prime Standard. We have exactly 307 listed companies in the Prime Standard. 11% are in the same sector as Mutares, which is financial services. 3 sectors dominate the Prime Standard: in the industry, financial services, and software. The financial transaction, the capital increase, was coordinated by Haug and Aufhäuser and Jefferies, and the designated sponsor in KGaA trading is Haug and Aufhäuser. And Bankhaus Scheich, as I already said, is the specialist on floor trading. Here now we are waiting for Ben to call out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Price for Mutares, €22.6. Welcome to Prime Standard.
Benedict just called out the first price. Robin Like is ringing the opening bell. Really great spirit. Great to observe that, to see that, to be part of it. That was Johannes Laumann, the CIO, the Chief Investment Officer. Great spirit as well. And last but not least, Mark Friedrich, the CFO. Welcome to Prime Standard, to Mutares. We wish you the best with the listing of being public in Prime Standard. I think that's something you can do again and again and again. I would like as well. We will have a few more pictures here on the floor for this great and special moment. Before the bell ringing started, I just said a few words about the joint book runners, Haug und Aufhäuser and Jeffries. They are capital market partners. Deutsche Börse has around 60 capital market partners. They accompany companies in the process of going public and, of course, of being public. That's IPO and IBO. IBO, that's bonds, initial bonds offerings on our scale segment, which we have as well for bonds. And if you are thinking about going public, contact us on deutsche-börse.com. Further information you find about the capital market partners on deutsche-börse -cash-market. And there you get all necessary information. Bell ringing here on the floor. It's obviously attractive. I'm sorry, I cannot tell you who just rang. But it's great to see that not only the management board, but everybody who's joining here, who's guests of the company and the company itself, gets a chance to ring the bell. And Benedict, the specialist, is leaving the stage. And welcome to everybody who stepped in. We still have new observers. You're watching the opening bell, quite enthusiastically rung by Mutares, now part of the Prime Standard, before part of the scale segment, our growth segment. Mutares is a private equity holding with a headquarter in Munich and 7 offices in Frankfurt, London, Madrid, Milan, Paris and Stockholm, and Vienna, not to forget Vienna. And they have 12,000 employees in all their portfolio companies, 19. But we don't have so many guests here, but we have still a few more to ring the opening bell. So if you yourself as a company want to ring the opening bell, you can either do an IPO or you have a special occasion like a listing anniversary. Just contact us. We can make it possible. So now we come to an end. Welcome to Mutares in Prime Standard, and we wish you all the best for being public in Prime Standard, the highest regulated market segment of Deutsche Börse. And here a last glimpse on Robin Leik, the CEO and founder, in the middle, and to the left the CFO Mark Friedrich, and to the right the CIO, Chief Investment Officer Johannes Laumann. Having a great time here on the Frankfurt floor, and I hope you had it too, observing this live broadcast, and see you again soon. My name's Edda. Bye bye and all the best.